we're now going to go to Sean Whitley, VP of Sales at Mitto, and he's going to talk us through I'll send an SMS to the world, how to reach today's consumer. Over to Sean.
Thank you so much for having me. Everyone, hello. I'm Sean Whitley. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Mitto, covering the Americas region. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about using the SMS as a channel to engage with your customers. As we all know, with COVID, and you've heard, everything's changing, evolving, moving more towards a contactless engagement. And as we all know, the mobile phone is ubiquitous. Everyone in the world seems to have one these days or using it for so many different online methodologies for their business. And the expectation is that's just going to continue to grow. So today, I think it's around 7.1 billion devices out there. It's going to continue to grow over the next few years. And I'm sure you're investing heavily in traditional channels like email, display, other pay-to-click types of advertisement. And what we're here to share is some interesting insights that we've seen with our customers around marketing engagement through the SMS channel. We've really found that consumers just love SMS. When I say that, as a channel, most of the messages are read instantaneously. 98% are opened really quickly within a few minutes. The click-through rate is tremendously higher than display advertising and other forms, as well as most responders actually engage. There's a higher buying rate. There's a much more greater utilization rate when it comes to coupons or any other sort of promotion versus these other channels. And I think the main benefit that we found is, from a brand perspective, this channel is not quickly dismissed. I mean, yes, you can just not read SMS, but it tends to be looked at like, who is this messaging me? What is this message about? And they really actually read it, whereas email and a lot of these other channels display are quickly dismissed and moved on from. So we've seen a much greater engagement and higher display for your brand in front of the eyeballs. And lastly, from a SMS as a channel, there's so many additional use cases throughout the customer journey and life cycle that you can leverage the channel for outside of just the marketing component. I mean, there's plenty of other things from security, delivery notifications, shipping updates, any sort of other engagement that you may look at. And again, it's about creating a customized experience, a branded feel to the messaging on a platform that everyday consumers use for a litany of other reasons on their personal life. Now, one of the things we wanted to also highlight is taking a different perspective around using SMS, maybe in a use case that it traditionally would not have seen as potentially successful. And this is where I think with COVID, we all need to change our mindsets into how we market, how we engage with the average consumer. Essentially, we ran a survey of all these election results, found out surprisingly that it was a very engaging and influencing campaign. So thinking about your business differently, trying campaigns that you may have not historically considered is very important. And today, it's easy to integrate. Our service, for example, is available on many platforms with little to no resources needed to enable these types of marketing campaigns, to engage with your users and have great statistics around that. And so finally, just to wrap up about Mitto, we've been a wholesale SMS provider that expanded into the communication platform as a service space over the last 2 years. Our whole job is to connect you with your consumers. And we do a whole bunch of different services outside of SMS, including chat app engagement, verified SMS, and voice capabilities today. So with that, if there's any questions, I'm available through the app. You can go to mitto.ch. And I appreciate you having us on here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and well done to you for finding your feet straight back in there. We've only got a very short amount of time left, so I just wanted to ask you, in terms of the COVID. I mean, and you've been in the United States throughout this political period. I mean, what's been the key learning for you in terms of your takeaway for 2020 and working from home?
I mean, I think the biggest is how brands engage. I heard the last speaker talk about the sentiment and feeling genuine. Mm-hmm. And it's true. When I have brands reaching out to me as a consumer saying the typical messaging is very bland, it just sounds like they're checking off their PR boxes to fulfill what they know they need to do. But the other brands that stand out and personalize their message and really sound authentic around caring about me, caring about my experience, it's really a night and day difference between those two brands.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, look, thank you so much, Sean. It's been great meeting you, and thank you once again for a great presentation.